If you want to study in Germany, you have the tough choice between an English taught and a German taught degree program. So which one is better for you? Which one gives you the best opportunities? I'm gonna tell you the pros and cons, the study experience, and most importantly, the job opportunities. I want you to watch the entire video because there are a couple of extremely important points that are crucial for surviving in Germany. Now, if you look at the DAAD University database, out of the 22,000 degree programs, about 20,000 are German taught and 2,000 are English taught. So first, let's quickly talk about the standard German taught degree programs. Here you will definitely have the biggest selection and every student in Germany will encourage you to go for this one. My current degree program, Computer Science and Design, is also in this category. Now, I want you to know that getting into a German taught program is usually easier because the competition is not that high. Even with lower grades, you have a good chance because there are also programs that are admission free, which basically means that they accept everybody who meets the basic requirements. So I get this question almost every day. Do you know any English taught bachelor's degrees in computer science? This means that so many students must be trying to go for these kinds of degrees. English taught programs are hard to get into, but it doesn't mean that they are superior. Now, something that a lot of people forget is that German taught degrees also have a lot of English elements. I've seen professors who have their slides in English, but they speak and teach in German for the entire semester. Especially in degrees like computer science, the coding and terminology will be in English. So even if you're not 100% fluent in German, you can follow along. At the bachelor's level, it's most likely that the majority of all courses will be taught in German. But you know, they also tend to sprinkle in a few courses taught in English. My degree program in Munich is German taught, but for example, this semester we have a course called Innovation Management that is entirely in English. So it's definitely possible to get these English elements. From what I know, German taught masters have a lot more English parts, and some people even end up writing their master's thesis in English. In every case, I can recommend you read the Modulhandbuch, the course plan of the programs you're interested in. You'll be able to see what the language of instruction for each course is. But there is one important thing you need to understand. Education at German public universities is funded by taxpayer money, and this is why it's free. The idea of offering free education to our students is that we stay in Germany, because once we start working, we pay back through our own taxes. Degree programs in Germany increase the chances a lot because why else would you speak German if your intentions are not to move to a German-speaking country? The main purpose of studying in Germany is to integrate yourself into the country and culture. So the German state wants to offer and push German-taught programs. I mean, why would German taxpayers fund English language university education for students who don't want to pay tuition or learn German to study here? Now, the general language requirement for German taught degrees is B2 German, and this means you need to be able to speak proper German. I would say anybody can reach B2 in 1 year of studying the language. But some programs even want you to be on the C1 level. This would mean you're fluent in German. I'm going to create a lot of videos about learning German soon, so definitely subscribe. I want you to succeed here in Germany. Now, on the other hand, an English taught program is certainly very attractive for international students. I can absolutely understand that. You usually don't need to speak German to enroll or be on the A2 level, which is really achievable in a couple of months. And you also have a lot of international students around you. It seems like paradise for most students, but there's a catch. You can find most of the English taught degree programs at private universities. Compared to German taught programs, the quality of education is basically the same. They just do it in English and slap a huge price tag on it. In the end, they might be just as expensive as programs in the US, for example. Now, there are definitely fewer options compared to German taught degrees. Only 10% of all the degree programs are English taught, and there might be the chance that your dream degree is not offered in English. For bachelor's degrees, there are even fewer options. On the master's level, it gets really interesting because a lot of these programs at public universities are English taught. They are tuition free and very international because these programs often do research in collaboration with universities in other countries. So if you want to go for an English taught degree program, go for your master's. But most of the time it's the question, do you want to invest time to learn proper German, or do you want to skip all of this and pay a bunch of money to compensate for the fact that you don't want to learn German? An English taught program seems too good to be true. Just pay some money and you can study in Germany. Which is not a bad thing, by the way, but I also want you to know about the consequences this choice can have later in your career. So the decision of which kind of degree program you take will later definitely affect your career opportunities. What I can say is that if you study in German, the opportunities you get will be way better compared to people who just study an English taught program. It is as simple as that. You will automatically have access to more research, internships and part-time jobs. It makes sense, right? You're living in Germany and employers are looking for people who can speak German. If you look for jobs on any job portal in Germany, the vast majority will require fluent German. It's just the truth, industries in Germany prioritize German-speaking candidates because they want you to contribute to the German economy and deal with German customers. So just imagine you want to apply for an engineering role that only requires you to speak English. Sounds really attractive, doesn't it? Well, let's say 2 people apply who performed quite well in their degree. Person 1 can speak English and German, and person 2 can only speak English. Well, the company is definitely going to hire person 1 because it will feel safer onboarding someone who can also speak German. Being able to speak multiple languages is always a big plus. Think about it, if you graduate from a private university and the degree program also happens to be English taught, the employer might think that you were too lazy to learn German and that you're not really planning to integrate yourself into the country. And this is very unattractive in the job market. Now, a lot of people in Germany seem to hate English taught programs and say that they are worthless. But this is simply not the case. It doesn't mean that you won't get a job with only English. In fact, a lot of tech jobs are in English and there are enough international companies here in Germany, so don't worry about that. But remember, they are much harder to get and insanely competitive. Maybe 1 in 10 job postings are in English and they would still prefer the candidate who can speak both languages. I mean, there's always the option to learn German while you are studying an English taught degree and reach B2 or C1 when you graduate. But universities in Germany are not easy, and learning proper German from zero while also trying to perform well in your courses is tough. It's like having 2 full-time jobs, learning German and also performing well at university. And you also might want to work part-time during your studies, right? So the earlier you start learning a language, the better. It just doesn't make sense to live in Germany without knowing German. Even though there might be English taught degree programs, you live in Germany. Your course professors might speak English, but the university and city administration don't necessarily speak English. The German state, with all its bureaucracy, will not take into account that you do not understand German documents. On the other hand, the amount of respect you will get for trying hard to learn German is crazy. People will genuinely try to help you improve your language skills. But picking the easy way now might lead to problems later. If you pick the German taught degree instead, you will have an advantage in the long run. I get this question a lot. Hey, I want to move to Germany next year, I don't know any German, and I don't know where to start. To this I can answer, you need to start learning German. Even if you really want to go for an English taught program, being at least on the A2 level of German is important to survive here. A lot of videos about the German language are coming soon. Also, don't forget to enroll in the free Germany Starter Kit course in the video description, download the free Studying in Germany guidebook and join our huge Discord community. Love you and stay focused.